In our last video, we talked about bean scope, and we also told that bean scope is part of a bean life cycle. So in today's video, we'll understand what bean life cycle is. So bean life cycle, as you know what a life cycle is, people are born, then people live their life, and then people are dead. Same for bean. Bean is created, bean is started, bean is initialized, bean is instantiated, bean do the job, and then bean is destroyed or it is stopped. This is basically very simple in layman terms that what bean life cycle is. Bean is created, instantiated, and bean is destroyed or shut down. So now what actually happened step by step in bean life cycle is that once you start your application, containers are started, beans is initialized or instantiated, dependencies are injected, and some processing will happen, and then you can have your own logic, because once you inject a bean, once we injected our customer detail service bean, right, we need to do something. Means before bean is injected, we want to do something, anything, getting information from cache or getting information from server, or pre-build some steps. So that Spring provide this type of feature. Before bean are injected, you can have your own custom code. That is in the starting, when beans are started or during initialization. To achieve that, you need to use @PostConstruct annotation. We'll come to coding in a bit. The second annotation is before destroy a bean, there is a method called a PreDestroy, which help us to write a custom code before bean or before application is shut down, to do some cleanup or to send some information before your application is stopped. For example, a use case, right? For example, your server is stopped, or maybe you have like a monthly or yearly or a weekly server maintenance. So how the management will know that this service being is stopped, how many number of times? So basically, yeah, you can go and ask L1 or L3 support people, they go and check the log and all those things. But there is also one nice way. You can have pre-destroy method. So the pre-destroy method, so whenever your bean is stopped, means it's not bean, basically whenever your application shut down, it will send some request, or it will write somewhere that okay, this application is shutting down 5 times in a month. So what is going wrong? Something is wrong, right? So this is one of the use case, a very simple use case. There are many more use cases. We are going to cover so many things in my upcoming video. So subscribe to my channel if you haven't subscribed. Give me a thumbs up. So now let's come back to our coding. What are we going to do? So we need to do our those two methods. One is PostConstruct, another is PreDestroy. So let's quickly jump into. First, let us do some little bit of cleaning, because we no longer require to test singleton and prototype. So we'll just remove these things, and what we have done in our last video, we'll just do some cleanup, and we remember, right, the hash code. If you haven't watched my hash code video, you can go and watch out regarding hash code for singleton and prototype bean. So now let us create our method in here, or not in here. Yeah, you need to create those methods in your bean, not in your controller. So @PostConstruct. There is no sequence. You can create this method either start or at the end, so there shouldn't be any problem. So we'll have public. You can also have a return type, public void, but for now we are just going to create get customer info from, for example, cache. So in this method, we are just going to do sysout getting info from cache. Now what are we going to do is we are going to write our PreDestroy method. So we will do something unique here, so that PreDestroy method. So what are we going to do is, let us create our PreDestroy method public. We also will not return anything. Void clean Or we could do, we'll not do cleanup, is very common. We'll do store shutdown info. Store shutdown info. So this method will create. So now in this method, what are we going to do is, we'll just create one string shutdown message, and we'll give the message the server was down /n for management tracking. So this is our string, and then what we are going to do is we are going to write this to a, where are we going to write it? We are going to, let's see whether it's imported to the right one. Okay, the neo file management. Okay, we'll create object for our file name, or you could say the path where. So what I'm currently basically, before write, I just, okay, let me complete it, then I'll explain what I'm trying to achieve here is. So we will provide the path of our, so let me quickly go to my terminal, hit the path, okay, and then just put my path in here, and also shutdown.txt. You can have any file, excel doc or anything else. You can make it more advanced, but now we could keep it simple. Now we'll have our file intent, files dot read string, and then we'll pass our file name. Okay, now what I'm going to do is I'm just writing. I think I missed one method basically, because I need to write it also. Calling PreDestroy. Now, yeah, I think we need to do one more thing. Files dot write. We are reading it, but we are not writing it, right? Write as a string, and then we need to provide our file name. File name, okay, that is correct. Now we are getting some error here. Okay, yeah, I know why it is happening, because we are writing to a file. Whenever we, even in Node.js, right, when we are using writing to a file, we always need to have an exception scenario, so that if it is unable to read or some permissions are not there, we should at least print something. So now here what we are trying to do is we can just simply do sysout. That is quite easy to do it. Okay, anyhow we are doing it sysout in PreDestroy method, but what you're trying to achieve here is that we are writing to a file basically, and that file is somewhere at this location. Okay, maybe some your management or maybe your VP have the access, and he can just open the file in a month and see how many times a server is stopped. Because when you're working in enterprise level application and a big organization, they really track that how many times applications shut down, because it's moreover like some system never shut down. So this is just one of the use case. So now what are we going to do is we are just going to run our application, and also we'll just check before we run our application, right? We'll see that there is no file present here. So we are at this location. Okay, we are at this location, and we'll do ls. So there is no files. When I do ls, there is no files. Okay, and now what are we going to do is we are going to run our server. Yeah, I think it's done. Now let's run our server and see what happens. So just you have, I think, let me do a little bit of more highlighting so that it's easier for you to notice. So we have started our server, so you could see what is going to happen. So you see that this message is printed before server or Tomcat started. You could see right in the log, Tomcat started at port, started application at this thing. Before this thing, it is saying getting info from the cache. I think I should do one more thing, is that we will also do sys out, and I will also write bean init. Okay, so that let me stop it. Okay, let me clear all and rerun it. So once I restarted our application, you could see that this is not printed. Bean init is not printed, and only getting info from cache is printed. And you could see that the file is still not here. We'll do clear, we'll do pwd, we'll do ls. The file is still not there. ls minus ltr, no file is there. Total 0. Okay. Now, what are we going to do? We are going to call our service. So we have done changes. We have added log in our get customer not with get customer with ID. We'll open Postman. We'll close with ID 1 and we'll just open this one and we'll fire our service. So I'm coming from customer. Okay, customer detail service. Yeah, because we are using customer detail service. Now we'll see what happens. You see bean init is printed because bean is already injected and we are just printing bean is initialized and we are doing this stuff. Now we need to check our PreDestroy. So PreDestroy, it should print in the log once I stop the server. Once I stop the server, it should print here that, and the file should be created in here. So this our objective should work, right? So now we will stop our server and we'll see what will happen. We'll stop our server. Okay. So now you could see that it is not printed. Calling PreDestroy, and this file is also not even present here. We can rerun our command. It is not printed and it is not working. So why it is not working? Because in our earlier video we understand prototype. We understand bean scope, which is singleton and prototype. Now there is one thing which you need to understand. Singleton, and this is also one of the, this is more advanced level interview question, and only few people can answer this. Now if you are watching this video, if you have subscribed to my channel, you are learning something and you know you are becoming an expert. This is not a big nothing. It's an expert thing. And many people don't, many experienced person also did not know this thing. Now what are we going to do is, if you see here that our bean scope is prototype, so PreDestroy method not work when the bean scope is prototype. This is, I repeat again, PreDestroy don't work if bean scope is prototype, and bean scope is a part of bean lifecycle, and we are learning what is bean lifecycle is. Now we will change it to singleton. So what will happen? We'll change it to singleton. So we'll change it to singleton. Now we have changed our scope from bean to, from prototype to singleton. Now let us rerun our application. So we'll clean the log. So you could see, right, again it printed PostDestroy method. It is printing bean initialize when we call our API. So we'll clean this and we will rerun our server. So yeah, this is printed. PostDestroy is printed. Now we will call our API, we'll do our stuff, bean initialize printed. Now see the magic. Okay, now see the magic. Once we have changed from prototype to singleton, we'll stop it. You see what happened? After we change from prototype to singleton, it has called this PreDestroy method. Many people don't know this. This is, and if you can answer this in interview, you will definitely get the job. No one can stop you. You learn something new. Now let us see one more thing, whether this file is created or not, because earlier when we did it, the file was not created. Okay, I can see my file in my desktop. Now let us run the command. Okay, the file is present here. The file name is shutdown.txt. So now let us see what is printed in here. So what is printed? Whatever message we have provided to our management for tracking. So let us quickly open this. Open with text editor. Let's see. Oh wow! You see, the server was down. Let me zoom a bit. Let's see. So it is printed. The server was down for management tracking. The server was down. So we will close it and delete it. we'll try one more time. We'll change the message basically. Okay, we'll change the message. We'll rerun. So the file is gone. Okay, we will rerun our application. No, I think we need to change the message here. The server was down for management tracking. We'll write developed by. Okay, now we'll just rerun our application and see what will happen. Let's call our API. Here is called. Now we'll stop. We can stop from here or we can here. So last time we stopped from here, we will stop from here now. Perfect. Calling PreDestroy. And again the file came in. Now we'll open it. Developed by HackCS. So it is printing. It is printing the information what we have just added. So we can read this information from a property file. We can change this message. That we'll do in our later video. We'll just move to bin. So I hope this is very clear. If you are new to my channel, if you haven't subscribed, subscribe to my channel and give me a thumbs up. Thank you.